Hello and welcome to our special broadcast Clash of the Titans. So New Zealand have set 252-run target for India and the men in blue need to chase down this target to win the Champions Trophy for the third time. Is this the total chaseable or there might be some difficulty for India? We'll talk about all of this in the next half an hour. So the next half an hour is going to be action-packed as we'll get you latest news, views, analysis with our reporters who will be joining us from across India. Guests will also be there with us. Let's quickly get it started. All right, so great bowling performance by India yet again, and India need to chase down 252 to win the Champions Trophy. New Zealand have scored 251 for 7 in 50 overs, and brilliant bowling performance by India. They have restricted New Zealand to this total. No real demons in this wicket, and India, the way they have been playing, they should not find it difficult to chase down this total. From New Zealand, Daryl Mitchell played an anchor's role, scored 63, but it was a slowest 50 though for New Zealand in 11 years. No boundary from 33 to 43 overs for New Zealand, and from over 31 to 40, they scored just 37 runs and lost 1 wicket. They were 172 in 40 overs, which means they scored 79 runs in the last 10 overs, courtesy Bracewell. So spinners again doing the trick for India, and India need to chase down 252 to win the Champions Trophy for the third time. Last time they had won in 2012. First time they were the joint winners in 2002 along with Sri Lanka. But is this India's moment? New Zealand are 20-30 run short. They were going well in the first 10 overs, but brilliant spell by Kuldeep Yadav and then Varun Chakravarti. They literally took the game away from New Zealand. But again, can India claim coveted ICC Champions Trophy once again, and that too for the third time? And Indian fans await a good show by Captain Rohit Sharma and of course chase master Virat Kohli as they look forward to India's innings.
All expecting Virat to obviously be the person who turns things around for us, and obviously if Rohit can chip in also, it'll be amazing. So I think the bowlers have done the job, and let's hope we'll win for sure, but let's hope some good performance from Virat and Rohit. I don't know, we don't want to go back down there, but obviously we want to take the cup obviously, and that'll be like a feather on their cap. So taking home the T20, and now this will be like cherry on the top. So yeah, let's hope for the best.
We want to see today Kohli playing very well and Rohit Sharma. So they're going to hit probably some centuries. So we're going to witness this. Thank you very much. And hope the India wins. India lifts the trophy. We are with India. India, India.
I believe India's winning because I only trust in 2 things, Karma and Rohit Sharma.
All right, former India cricketer Vijay Dhaya is joining us to talk more on this. Welcome Vijay, welcome to DD India. Appreciate you giving us your precious time. India need to chase down 252 to win the Champions Trophy for the third time. How do you see this score, New Zealand? You think 20-30 run shot?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel that absolutely 25-30 run shots. The kind of start that they had, they put on 57 for the first wicket in 7.5. I think that's the only time that they have showed the intent in first 10 overs and last 10 overs, and played, surprisingly really slow in the middle overs. I know spinners have bowled 38 overs out of the 50 overs. Our fast bowlers are very expensive today, and bowling only 12 overs out of 50 overs. All along we knew that spinners will come into the picture and they will try and control the game, but I think the New Zealand batters have allowed that to happen. Kane Williamson wicket was a big wicket. That was a turning point because he's somebody who plays the spin really, really well, and he's somebody who can change the his style of play as well. Daryl Mitchell, I think, very uncanny knock as far as Mitchell is concerned. He's somebody who takes his time. Everybody knows about that. But he never shifted to the gate 2, 3, 4. But his whole inning was gear number 1. I think it's thanks to the Bracewell's knock right in the end that they were able to put 250 plus on the board. There are only 2 batters, if you look at this inning, who have played more than 100 in strike rate. And I think that's where they lack that intent toward missing, because you have not, you lost all the wickets. You lost 7 wickets batting first. and still end up putting on 251 on the board. But on the other end, the New Zealand camp will think that, spinners have bowled 38 overs. We have two good spinners. Phillips can chip in as well. And we have runs on the board. Fielding side of New Zealand is really good. They will definitely save 15-20 with the fielding. And I think that's the only chance that they have.
All right, let's go across to my colleague Deepika, who is joining us from the newsroom. Deepika, how's the buzz in the newsroom? Because India have done well so far and given themselves a good chance to win the Champions Trophy.
Good evening, Abhishek. The newsroom is also buzzed with a lot of excitement when we look at India's performance, and especially the beginning that they faced. And New Zealand were in complete trouble when we talk about the first innings. It's been a great delight. Let's hear it from the fans itself, because today all my colleagues are joining as the fans. How has the match been so far for you?
We are very much optimistic about the match, and we think that we will definitely lift the Champions Trophy Cup.
Mihir, you've been working a lot since the morning, and you've been watching the match as well. What has been the best part for you so far?
What a match. I've just seen the first innings and the target being given by New Zealand, 252. I guess India will definitely chase the target and will definitely lift the Champions Trophy. Bleed blue, India.
Indeed, everybody is bleeding blue. Nupur is also here. Nupur, what has been the best part, the best performance by a specific player that you saw today in the first innings? Because now India is coming for the second innings.
I think India has played fabulous in the entire tournament. Even today, I think the best performance, I wouldn't say one person, in the entire bowling lineup was fabulous. And watching the first innings, I was reminded of the 2013 Champions Trophy when India actually won the cup and the crazy dance that followed. I really hope India wins the match and they recreate that dance and Virat Kohli leads it.
Do you really want to see the Gangnam style dance once again?
I just want Virat Kohli in that white blazer doing the Gangnam dance.
And when we talk about it, Priya, Kuldeep Yadav and the other player as well, everybody was Varun Chakrabarti. Everybody was really good when we talk about India's performance. What has been the best part as per you? Because you've been doing a lot of work. You've been looking at the stats also throughout the day. What has been the best thing so far?
I think Varun Chakrabarti initially just provided the much crucial breakthrough to the Indian team, and after that just Kuldeep Yadav followed up with bowling out Kane Williamson and then Rachit Ravindra. I think it was a phenomenal job by the Indian spinners, and they did a fabulous job in the bowling. And I think Rohit has already started off with a 6, and I think he's going to definitely score a century. If not, the entire batting lineup will also definitely score a very decent score, and India will definitely lift the trophy.
So India is lifting the trophy, is it?
Yeah, of course.
All right, is it?
Yeah.
So there you heard all the colleagues who are the fans right now really enjoying the match and really optimistic that India is going to secure this ICC title, and Rohit Sharma is on the edge of becoming, on the verge of becoming the second captain, the Indian captain to secure 3 ICC titles. Abhishek.
Yes, Deepika, I mean, entire newsroom looks upbeat, and Nupur, one of our colleagues, mentioned about Virat Kohli's dance, and I'm sure he'll go crazy if India win this Champions Trophy. Thank you for getting us those reactions from the DD India newsroom. But we'll go across to Tapas now. He's joining us live from New Delhi. Tapas Bhattacharya. Tapas, India have restricted New Zealand to 251. Game on, no demons in the pitch, and the score, like Vijay also said, the score is chaseable.
Absolutely, but before I answer that, just let me give you a perspective. In India, right, cricket is a religion, and now women folk have come out in large number to watch the match. In fact, whenever we go, we see nowadays before with the men, the women also watch the match. I have with me an auntie who was watching the match, and I got caught up with her. Auntie, you saw the match. How was it?
Yes, it was very nice, and my favorite player is Virat, and I like to watch cricket match.
Right. So you see that everybody is looking forward to that. I got, the connection got disconnected. But let me just talk to you, Abhishek, just to put it across. You mentioned that India has scored, New Zealand has scored 250 odd runs, 251 to be precise. I believe that they actually scored 20-30 runs more than they should have. Just to put it into perspective, the first 10 overs costed India 69 runs. The last 10 overs, 79 runs. In between the 30 overs, the New Zealand could score only 103. So if that is the case, if you take that particular sample, you will realize that New Zealand managed to score 20 to 30 runs, and if India would have bowled in that particular fashion, it would have kept the pressure up. We would have been able to keep them at a 220 to 30 mark, which would have been much more easier. Even though you mentioned that there are no demon in the pitch, but it is definitely going to be slow. It's going to be spinning, and it's not going to be easy for India. Although New Zealand doesn't have the kind of spin depth that probably India had, but they still have Bracewell, who scored that blistering 50, and obviously Santner will be there to give him company. And both the spinners have looked in ominous touch in this particular tournament. So it will not be a cakewalk for India. So the first 10 overs that India will come out, especially with Rohit Sharma opening with a blistering style, he has to set the stone, and the other batsmen, Chase Master Kohli as well as Shreyas Iyer, will have to anchor the inning and take the game as deep as possible.
And Rohit Sharma, Tapas, has already set the tone.
The connection got
has already set the tone. We could hear you, Tapas, but like you were saying, Rohit Sharma has to set the tone. He is already on 18 of just 11 deliveries, and he has already scored 2 fours and a 6. And Shubman Gill it looks like he will play the sheet anchor's role. But we'll go across to Mumbai now. Shama Mishra is joining us. Shama, is Mumbai already celebrating?
Well, yes, Mumbai is already celebrating, and right from the point where we took for the first wicket, Mumbai is all set, and now we are about to chase the runs that the New Zealand has made. And let's talk to people. We are still at Shivaji Park, and let's see how are you seeing the match so far, and what's up for India as a challenge now.
चैलेंजेस तो है, बट हमें 100 and 200% मालूम है कि इंडिया विन होगा ही होगा, क्योंकि हमारे पास जो चेसिंग जैसा हो रहा है, इंडिया जैसे चेस कर रहा है, उसके मतलब कम्प्लीटली टूर्नामेंट हम लोग देख रहे हैं. तो अगर इंडिया को जब भी चेसिंग मिलता है तो इंडिया इजीली चेस कर जाता है, और हमें 100% मालूम है हमारे जो भी बैट्समैन हैं वो इजीली चेस करेंगे, हम 100-200% विन होंगे.
This particular number, that is 251, you think it's very easy for us to chase, या हमें कोई प्रॉब्लम होगा?
नहीं, चेस करने में तो थोड़ा प्रॉब्लम लग रहा है, बिकॉज हमने देखा है कि फर्स्ट इनिंग में हमारा पेसर जैसे कि पूरा थ्रू आउट पूरा मतलब टूर्नामेंट में शामी ने वन साइडेड पूरा हमें टीम विनिंग कराया. बट अभी देख रहे तो आज के दिन में शामी को बहुत ज़्यादा रन्स भी किया है, तो शायद हमें ऐसा लग रहा है कि स्पिनर्स के लिए हमें थोड़ा डिफ़िकल्टी होगा खेलने के लिए. बट 101% जैसे कि अभी स्टार्टअप किया है, रोहित ने जैसे स्टार्ट किया है, गिल ने जैसे अभी स्टार्ट किया है, तो ऐसा लग रहा है अगर वो 130 प्लस करके जाते हैं तो हम लोग इजीली जीत जाएंगे.
इजीली जीत जाएंगे. हाउ आर यू ऑल सेलिब्रेटिंग? यहाँ पर कैसे आप लोग पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं इंडिया के एक विक्ट्री रन में?
बहुत अच्छी तरह से पार्टिसिपेट कर रहे हैं. इंडिया विन होगा 110%.
Okay, India will win. Everybody is positive about that, so no doubts about it. But yes, nobody is taking New Zealand lightly, because we've seen that New Zealand has put up a very tough fight in the past as well, and that is why everybody, though they are hopeful, they are mindful of the fact that New Zealand will and can give a tough fight. And now everything depends on the Indian batters and how they will take us to the next win for India.
All right, Shama, thank you for getting us those reactions from Mumbai. But Vijay, New Zealand literally tangled in a web of spin. I mean, they were coming from Lahore. They scored 360 or 362 to be precise against South Africa in the semi-finals. You think, did that also make a difference?
Well, I mean, they're the one who's played in Dubai as well. And if you look at the structure of their side, they have somebody who can play a longer inning in Rachin Ravindra. They have Ken Williamson. The way we talked about Virat Kohli, they talk about him in the same breath. He's somebody who's been phenomenal, and that's the reason why I mentioned earlier as well. His wicket is a turning point, because he's somebody who could have made that extra 20-30 that we're talking about. And that's where everything has changed. Everybody knew all along where the Indian team is based in Dubai. Their team structure is such. They try and control the game with the 4 spinners. 90% almost bowling has been done by the spinners, and that's what we see again in this game. Barring first 1 or 2 games where Varun was not playing, since his introduction in the first 11 have changed the whole course of the game. And according to Horses of the courses, India has picked up their 11 for every game. They try and restrict the batting side if they're batting first, or if they're being asked to bat first. They have what it takes to control the game, and spinners in the middle. And you have 4 different kind of spinners. Kuldeep Yadav is completely different. He's bowled his over superbly. There's the contrast, if you look, those 38 overs that I've talked about, the spinners, they have not gone more than 4 runs an over in total. And that's what, and normally you say the easiest time for a batters to bat in 50 over cricket is from over number 11 to over number 40. And you have wickets in hand, you can double your score after 30 overs. But these spinners, they don't give anything. And the plus point about these spinners is that they don't only restrict sides, they take wickets as well. So 7 wickets going down, and it's been shared mostly by the spinners. And they attack. There's another thing, that you have spinners who restrict, but these are the spinners who attack as well. Jadeja just 30, Kuldeep, we saw 40, Varun 45 and 2 wickets there. So it's somebody, it's a kind of side which can just makes life so difficult for you. And somewhere down the line, I feel that intent was big time missing today. I know you not hit the boundaries, but you're playing at the international level. You should have enough class to rotate the strike. That is something was missing in the middle overs from New Zealand side. And I think if they lose from here, they know that they've put at least 30 runs short. Because Indian team will come all guns blazing in first 10 overs. They know that's the best time to score runs. That's the time to put pressure on the New Zealand side. And that's where Rohit Sharma is so dangerous.
Absolutely. Tapas, Kuldeep Yadav and Varun Chakravarti, they were brilliant. 2 wickets apiece for them. And Kuldeep Yadav, he took the wickets of Williamson and Rachin Ravindra. Both missed those deliveries. They were done by deception. You missed googlies in bright light, but big wickets for India, and Kuldeep Yadav ran the show.
Yeah, actually, in fact, I wanted to ask, we can discuss this with Vijay Dahi also. In this particular pitch, we saw the wrist spinner. Wrist spinner actually proved much more effective than the finger spinners. We saw Akshar Patel, we saw Jaddu bowling, and also Varun, and they were quite good. I'm not taking anything away from that, but the way Kuldeep bowled, with the wrist and with the whole the ball spinning, especially off the track, there is just a deception on the air of the track. That was the one that actually kind of shut down the new Kiwi batters and in the first 15 overs. Remember in the first power play they were 69 for 1, and they were well on their way for a big total. But the way he bowled and the deception, and it's not the first time, the deception was quite evident, and the deception was so much that the Kiwi batsmen, 2 of the best batsmen of let's say spin, Ravindra and Kane Williamson, in the last league match also against India, Kane Williamson was the one who had the footwork, who had the technique to play spinners, and he bamboozled him also. So from there the match actually turned on its head. The middle over where India actually ruled the rules was actually where I believe that India shut the game for the Kiwis. And Vijay Dahi can talk more about that. I'm not the expert, but I think wrist spinners on a pitch like this, where there is a turn, but the degree of turn was probably less in any of the matches that we had seen in Dubai. Probably it's a 2 degree that it turned. So you believe that the wrist spinner was more effective because of giving more spin or revolution in that ball.
Also, Tapas, how often do you take that decision of playing 4 spinners? Vijay, like Tapas was also mentioning, first 10 overs, last 10 overs. New Zealand, I think they did well, but it's in the middle overs that India took the game away from New Zealand, and that has happened in the entire tournament.
Well, I'll put another perspective. This, Indian team has been called chase master. Wherever you're chasing, the other teams don't have enough arsenal in those over number 11 to over number 14 to stop teams. And that's the reason why this team is so special. There's so many people who are questioning why the Indian team picked 5 spinners for this Champions Trophy. Everybody was saying, what are you going to do with the 5 spinners? You playing with 4. That's what you're going to do with 5 spinners, and that's what is done. It's just, we had a discussion about Kuldeep. if you remember, when the tournament started, they started with Kuldeep and Varun Chakravarti came after second game. So Kuldeep is being backed really well in this environment, in this team. They feel that he's special. They always try and back him. He's been protected at times because they know what he can offer. And yeah, absolutely, the wrist spinners normally get more purchase out of the surface compared to the finger spinners because the kind of effort that they put behind the ball. This makes the ball talk for them. And Kuldeep have worked really hard. There was a time when Kuldeep was, it was quick in the air, but it was really slow after after hitting the surface. This is where he worked really well. This is where he's been protective. This is where he's been backed, and now he's repaying the faith that has been shown by Team India. And playing right sort of a combination is almost guarantee you the half victory. And this is what Indian team management has done very smartly when playing in Dubai and picking up 4 spinners and attacking with the 4 spinners. It's not a defensive sort of a mindset that you pick 4 spinners and you defend.
It's attacking option that they had.
Yeah, absolutely.
Vijay, also, how will you rate Daryl Mitchell's innings? Just 2 fours and a 6th and 2 in the end. And just 1 4 from 11 to 40 overs. And slowest 50 by a New Zealand batter in 11 years. India bowled well, or it was New Zealand who didn't play that well?
I think he didn't show the intent. I've been saying this word again and again, and that's what you need. If you pick up your bat to defense, what are you going to get? Either a single or a defense. You have to pick up your bat to score, and that's where the wicket of Rachin Ravindra and Kane Williamson is so important, that those two have the adaptability, when to change their game. Mitchell also have that. I mean, like he's shown when they were playing in India. He's played some very important knock during that time. But today, I think is one of those days when he couldn't decide when to go after the bowling. Because if you look at 101 balls and just 63 runs, I think he killed the game in the middle overs. That's the time when you're settled, you try and rotate the game. You try and at the ante, you try and put pressure on the bowling side. He never looked like he was comfortable. He was just going through the motion. And I think Indian team won't mind that he played that kind of inning right in the center. Look at the strike rate. It's 63. And on the other end, Bracewell, I think we have to give credit to him, the kind of knock that he played. Look at the strike rate, 132. And because of this half century, at least they have something on the board to fight with.
Tapas, Rachin Ravindra was going great guns. I mean, their plan was right initially, 17 first 10 overs. But again, when they lost him, they didn't have plan B, it seemed.
Yeah, absolutely. And somewhere down the line, when they were going great gun, they had the run rate in control. They were moving quite well. But somewhere down the line, it seemed as if they lost the plot. And to get back in saddle, to understand the game further, it wasn't missing. And you have to give credit to Indian bowlers that picked up wickets at regular interval. Whenever a partnership was developing, Indian bowlers, Indian spinners made sure that they disrupt that partnership. And when we were talking, and I just wanted to pick up where we spoke about Kuldeep Yadav and the spinners. Last year when the T20 World Cup was happening, remember Abhishek, there was a lot of talk against Rohit Sharma's captaincy, where he picked up 4 spinners going into US and West Indies World Cup, and a lot of people talk about why he's picking up 4 spinners, 3 spinners, and then when the whole thing shifted to West Indies, we saw how Indian spinners proved effective, how Kuldeep Yadav was effective, and how when he was bowling, he came and we saw the Kuldeep Yadav 5 years earlier and Kuldeep Yadav now. He's bowling with a lot of pace, a lot of accuracy, and at the same time with a lot of venom and getting that purchase off the track. And for me, that is the main thing. His approach towards the game, towards the crease. If you take a close look, he's bowling much closer to the stumps. He's bowling with a lot of effort and with every ball. So that's something that we can see. Kudos to the Indian bowlers. But again, I will say that somewhere down the line, they leaked runs at the fag end. They could have controlled Kiwis for 20, 20 to 30 maximum.
Vijay, India have started off well, 31 runs in 5 overs. I mean, we were saying earlier, first 10 overs will be very important when India will come out to chase. What's your hunch? I mean, easy game for India, or you think something will happen?
sometimes what happens is, we talk about the game, we're discussing here, and we get carried away. That fan, the Indian fan within us starts taking control. I mean, like if at the toss, if they said, okay, will you take 250? Would have taken with the both hands. Everybody would have taken it. Well, try and understand. And now we're saying that there will be a phase in the game where batters will try and dominate. But they didn't lose all 10 wickets, so they had wickets in hand. They had a set batter, and that's the reason why they went a little hard in the first 10 overs and last 10 overs. And put 251 on the board. I think India is absolutely in control in this game. The only chance that New Zealand team has got is to bring their spinners and try and control the game, because this is at the moment, this is going one way. If they don't take a couple of wickets, now it's not about a wicket or two, it's about taking more than 2 wickets to try and control this game. Otherwise, India will run away with this game.
All right. Thank you for the time being, Vijay, and Tapas, thank you for your input.
Thank you.
Shama, thank you to you also, and we'll come back again, hopefully, when India wins. That's all we have in this edition of Clash of the Titans. You stay tuned for more news and updates. Namaskar.